How you doing?
Fabulous now.
No worries. Technical difficulties, I'm sure. It's
You know,
okay.
I'm also like a bundle of nerves to begin with because, I grew up a Backstreet Boy fanatic. So I'm like, of course, this would be the time that technology's failing me.
Oh my God. No, it's okay. No worries. But thank you for being a fan. That's awesome.
Oh my God, since day one. And it's so funny. I was just thinking before when I was trying to log into the Zoom, how when I started in the industry, everyone was like, be careful when you meet your heroes. It might not go the way you plan. But when I met you guys for the first time in 2019, I don't know if you remember, it was on your birthday. I brought you birthday gifts. I brought the box, and you guys would each pull out something from the box. And we were just talking about nostalgia and DNA. And
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I totally remember that.
I just remember you guys being so nice and fun and genuine, and that is so rare in this world. So my love for you guys has grown ever since, honestly.
Oh, thank you so much. We've been in this business a long time, 30 years. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I've been
happy
in this group since I
30th.
was 12.
That's your whole life.
Yep, yep.
It's been our whole lives too, like watching you guys grow up and now seeing you guys as dads, and like it's just it's
hmm
really really a special thing that you guys have created, and with your fans too, because I remember when I posted that first interview, it brought me so many friends from all over the world that were fans too. You guys have a really special community.
Absolutely. We've heard so many stories of lifetime friendships
Yeah.
with fans that met us years and years ago. That still are friends to this day, and so many of those stories we hear. It's the power of music and how it can bring people together.
It's so true. It's so true. And I mean, your music is absolutely timeless.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's starting to become oldies.
Isn't that so
No,
sad?
I was talking to someone the other day, and they were like because I love classic rock music,
Yeah.
and they're like, and I said, well, it looks like it's going to become classic pop now. Is that even going to
Yes.
be a category?
Absolutely. I'm very here for it. And I'm so here that you're doing a solo tour because, my walls were plastered with Backstreet Boy posters back in the day, but mainly Nick Carter posters. So I'm so excited that I get to see you solo.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you're going to come to the show.
I'll be there at the Patchogue Theater on Tuesday. Would not miss it.
Nice. Yeah, it's going to be a fun tour. We just got off um, a tour with Backstreet Boys. It was about a 4-year run that we did,
Yeah.
and we went all over the world. We had a little break unfortunately because of COVID, but that extended the tour even more. So this tour is different. I get to be a little bit more self-expressive and kind of do the music that I want. And I do Backstreet Boys songs, of course. I do a lot of solo songs throughout the years. Some of the new stuff that I just released recently within the past 6 months. Got about 3 new singles out that I put out.
Which are
But
fabulous, by the
really,
way.
thank you. No, thank you so much. But the bulk of the show is it's a lot of it is like 80s music and covers from the
Oh.
80s. And the reason I did that is in January 1980, when I was born, there was about 11 years of music that influenced me to become the artist that I am. And it was all the stuff from the 80s, like the MTV music
Oh, yeah.
era, sitting on the floor, in my room, watching MTV Music Awards, watching
Mm-hmm.
the repeat of it, all those songs and stuff. So I do a lot of those songs in the show, and I just
Nice.
basically tell a story through all the music, from that, because all the music that influenced me all the way to when I met the boys when I was 12. And then I started making music that became the story of everybody's lives out
Mm-hmm.
there, that influenced them. And so it's a story that's being told almost like a movie, through music. And that's what the Who I Am tour is.
Oh, I absolutely love that. That's awesome. That makes me even more excited, Nick. Can't wait to hear the new stuff live too, because ever since you released Made for Us, that has been my jam.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Made for Us it's just been a really special, fun song because I wanted to. Again, I was playing into the whole 80s thing that I was doing, and that has a very almost like Breakfast Club 80s
Mm-hmm.
era, Stranger Things, all that stuff that people were nostalgic for the past couple of years. In that song, a lot of it resonates, a lot of that. But the I've heard so many fans and people over the years who would come to me and they'd say, that I'm your wife. And I'm like, okay. No, they go, or someone else will come up and say, well, you know that I was supposed to marry you, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I feel
okay.
that.
And they'll be wearing the shirts like, you know, I married a Backstreet Boy, or I was supposed to marry a Backstreet Boy. And I'm like, well, there's a lyric in this song that says, you know, always said maybe in another life that I could be your love and maybe you could be mine one time. And so it's a play on that a little bit.
I
But
love
it's a dedication to our fans.
I love that. I'm not going to lie. Back in the 90s, one of my email addresses was like future Mrs. Carter. So I get it. I feel it.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious.
Oh,
I was like 10 or 11.
Oh my God, you got to pull that thing back up.
Right? But okay, here's the thing that I feel like as a fan, I need to know. Did you wear that white suit in the video as a throwback to like the I Want It That Way vibes?
There's a little bit of that going on. I think everybody seeing us in the white outfits is definitely nostalgic.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm totally comfortable in giving those feels during the show. But that suit and that tie that I wear in the show, in the beginning of the show, that is kind of a throwback to almost like Miami Vice.
Oh
days.
my God,
Like there was like a lot of these suits that were worn back then. So it's a little play on the 80s and then also a play on, you know, the I Want It That Way stuff.
I love it. And I also really love Superman too. Do you have like, are you a superhero fan? Because I remember talking to you about the comic book you made with Stan Lee back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Stan and I, you know, we wrote that together, and that was just because I am a comic book fan, and you know, and he and I did the Backstreet Project comic book together, and that was such a wonderful honor at that time. And looking back, I was still very proud of that. But I was always a fan of like Superman. But one of the things I was a big fan of like the Superman in the Christopher Reeves era, the '80s movies. And so for me, when I watched. I just go back to those movies. I loved it. But when I was watching those Superman movies back in the day, I just always recognized that, you know, even though Superman had been, you know, given this power, you know, that he always just wanted to fit in and just be like, you know, a normal human out there. Yeah. And so, you know, when I met the Backstreet Boys at 12, you know, my life completely changed. And, you know, I was blessed and grateful for the gift of being able to entertain and sing and perform, you know, but I've always just wanted to just be, you know, a normal everyday guy. And I think people don't realize that. And, you know, within that, I was able to write this song from a very vulnerable place, you know, and honest place. And I think that's why people really like the music that I'm writing recently and releasing, because it has stories with it, you know. And again, I in no way I'm ever saying that I'm Superman, but you know, it's like you know, I recognize that, you know, even though I am an entertainer, that I'm just like everybody else out there, but I you know, I do what I have to do, and you know, get back home and take care of my family and my kids, and you know, and just be the best dad and husband that I could be.
I feel like you are a superhero, though, because your music, I mean, I've had a lot of illnesses over the years, and your music has always gotten me through, whether it's solo or Backstreet Boy projects, and I feel like it's done that for so many people. And now, with your Christmas song that you just put out this year, you really are doing good for so many people.
I recognized and realized that, you know, I have been blessed and given this gift of being an entertainer and the life that I have, you know, and I realized that, you know, anything that I can do to give back, you know, not only warms my heart, but also maybe can help other people out there. And I hear those stories all the time. We would be on tour, and we would go visit a lot of children's hospitals, and you know, sometimes we all the time we would do stuff with Make-A-Wish, and a lot of those fans and people would come to the show, and we would hear their stories, and their stories were always, you know, I just want you to know that, you know, when I was going through my cancer treatment, your music did help me get over it and helped me escape, you know, how hard it was for me. So I've heard those stories before. And, you know, by working with Cure for the Kids out in Las Vegas, it was just kind of just something that I've always done. And being in that community, when I moved out there 8 years ago with my family, both my daughters are both born in Las Vegas. You know, I just wanted to find something that I could help, you know, the community, and Cure for the Kids was a really great great foundation, and what they do is they completely 100% take care of the funding of any family and a child that needs funding in Las Vegas and the neighboring states as well. So they're really working on growing and helping people. And again, we did this song. It's called Christmas for the Kids. And the song was that, the war's over, Happy Christmas. And we re-recorded John Lennon, that song that he had done. And the story is that when a child beats cancer, the war is finally over.
It's so true. I mean, I can relate to that all too well. So when I heard that you were doing this, it really made me emotional because it's relatable, but also it's, first of all, who doesn't love Christmas music, and that song in particular, and the fact that it's all for a good cause is just, thank you for doing that.
Oh, well, I was just honored to be a part of it still.
I love that we had waited so long for holiday music from you, and now back-to-back years, we got it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, last year, when we did the Backstreet Boys Christmas album, Very Backstreet Christmas, that we had waited so long for so many years to record that record, and we finally did it after 30 years, and it turned out to be everything that we wished for and wanted. We grew up listening to Christmas music, and it was always in our house with our families, and now our kids, and like there's a Christmas every year. So now if people want to put that album on, they can listen to it, and it's a very special project that we did.
And last Christmas, your version was one of our most requested holiday songs last year that we played.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. No, and again, I remember when we released the Last Christmas, we saw this tweet that the George Michael estate had basically said that it was a really great version, and they're proud that we had done it. So that was our little stamp of approval. We were so happy about that.
Oh my gosh, I just got chills. That's incredible.
Yeah, that song actually too was the one Christmas when my daughter Saoirse was first starting to walk and dance, or even just walk. I put on that song Last Christmas, and she started like dancing to it. And I had this Instagram video years and years ago that I put up where she was dancing. So I told the guys, I said, I have to record this song just for her.
That's so cute. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a family holiday tradition?
Always in the onesies. Always in the onesies. That I think is, it's almost so much. It's like, okay, oh God, what is my wife gonna make me wear this year? What are we all wearing this year?
I can't wait to see the matching outfits this year.
Yeah.
Nick, thank you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on Tuesday, and just thank you for taking the time out for me today too.
Of course. You have a good day. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Thanks, Nick.
All right.
Bye-bye.